By the time you reach the end of your life, you will have spent roughly 6 years completely paralyzed, in the dark, hallucinating wildly. 6 years trapped inside a theater built entirely by your own mind. And for most of human history, nobody could explain why. 2,500 years ago, sick people in ancient Greece traveled for days to sleep inside a temple, on purpose. They believed the god Asclepius would visit them in a dream and heal them by morning, a ritual called enkoimesis. In Egypt, priests kept what's now called the dream book, a scroll listing dream symbols, so if you dreamed of a crocodile, you could look up whether it meant danger or fortune. Then, around 350 BC, Aristotle broke rank. He argued dreams weren't messages from anywhere, just leftover sensory noise, your mind replaying the day with nobody steering. Radical for its time, mostly ignored. For centuries after, nobody had a way to actually test any of it. Then, in 1953, everything changed. A graduate student named Eugene Azarinsky was running an EEG on a sleeping volunteer overnight when he noticed something utterly bizarre. Periodically, the brain waves spiked, looking almost exactly like a person wide awake, solving a math problem. Underneath closed eyelids, the eyes darted back and forth rapidly. He'd found REM sleep. For the first time, scientists had a physical marker they could actually measure. But finding the switch didn't answer why the show plays. Researchers split into camps. One says dreaming is your brain filing the day away, sorting memories, strengthening what matters, deleting what doesn't. Another says that's too tame. Dreaming is a survival simulator, forcing you to rehearse being chased, falling, losing someone, so some part of you has already practiced it if it ever happens for real. A third camp, following psychologist Rosalind Cartwright, says both miss the point. Dreaming is emotional processing, digesting grief and fear overnight, so you get the feeling back lighter than it was. Memory filing, danger rehearsal, emotional therapy. Same 3 pounds of tissue. Nobody's won yet. So, are dreams filing cabinets or survival simulators? What if they're neither? Here's the most mind-bending theory in modern neuroscience. Proposed by neuroscientist David Eagleman, it suggests dreams aren't about memory or trauma at all. They're about real estate. Your visual cortex is greedy. The brain runs on a ruthless use-it-or-lose-it policy called neuroplasticity. If a sense goes idle, other senses will physically hijack that territory within hours, not days, hours. When you close your eyes to sleep, your visual cortex stops getting data, and in the dark, it's vulnerable to being taken over by hearing or touch. So, it defends itself. It generates its own fake data, all night, just to keep the territory occupied. Under this theory, dreams might be a biological screensaver, a randomized electrical pulse engineered to keep your visual system from getting evicted while you sleep. And here's a fact that should genuinely unsettle you. Scientists have already read a stranger's dream, off a screen. In 2013, a team at the ATR lab in Kyoto, led by neuroscientist Yukiyasu Kamitani, put volunteers into an fMRI scanner and let them nap. Every time the machine caught a dream starting, researchers woke the person and asked what they'd just seen, building a translation key, brain pattern by brain pattern. Then they flipped it. New naps, new dreams. And the computer guessed the dream's content from the scan alone, before the sleeper said a word. It was right far more often than chance should allow. Your visual cortex lights up almost the same whether you're looking at a chair in the room or dreaming about one that doesn't exist. Some part of you is watching your dreams in real time, on a screen that isn't there. And if a lab can already guess the outline of your dream from a scan, ask yourself how far that has to go before your dreams stop being the one place that's completely yours. So, why do we dream? Probably not for one single reason. The memory theory looks right. Sleep strengthens what you learned. The threat rehearsal theory looks right too. People recovering from trauma dream about danger far more than anyone else. The screensaver theory looks right too. Deprive someone of REM sleep and their visual system starts misfiring almost immediately. It's likely all of it is true at once, running in the same 3 pounds of tissue for different reasons on different nights. What scientists agree on is simpler and stranger. Dreaming isn't a glitch. It isn't your brain idling. It's active, structured, expensive work your body insists on doing every night. So important that when researchers block it, the waking mind starts to fray. We don't fully know why. We just know your brain refuses to skip it. That temple in Greece, where sick people slept hoping a god would visit, they weren't entirely wrong. Something does visit you every night, just not a god. It's you, filing memories, rehearsing danger, defending your own territory, watching a movie only your visual cortex can screen. 6 years of your life spent in a theater with an audience of 1. You just never bought a ticket.